subscribers and friends. I am so thrilled to have you, and I am so excited about today's collaboration. This is probably the most epic reading I've ever done because I am working with three of my absolute favorite readers. We are delivering messages from the four directions. I'm delivering messages from the north. Lexi the Leo is delivering messages from the east. Tarot with Tay is delivering messages from the south. And Alyssa from Celtic Fairy Tarot is delivering messages from the west. And if this is your first time joining me, welcome. My name is Odessa. I'm the Mystic Intuitive Healer. I'm a psychic medium, Reiki master, spiritual coach, and an intuitive tarot card reader. And through the cards, I deliver messages to you that will help you to awaken, heal, align, and grow. So I have 4 piles for you guys to select from. Along with the piles, I also have a custom card. And each one of these cards has an additional aspect of the north direction because there's a lot of associations that go into every single one of those cardinal directions. So this extra element is going to give me an idea of how the northern direction is affecting your life or how this message is relevant to you. So pile number 1 is partnered with the pine cone as well as green calcite, and green calcite helps clear the heart chakra. Then with pile number 2, there's this amazing seed pod. It reminds me of a dandelion when it goes to seed. And there's also some orange calcite here, which partners with the solar plexus chakra. Then there's this amazing dried grass. This is what it looks like after it's gone to seed. And we've got some sodalite here as well. And then pile number 4 is with this other amazing seed pod. It's each one of these little spikes is a seed, and then it's partnered with carnelian. So I'm going to give you a close-up of the items and the cards in just a moment, and then I'll see you at your pile. Hi, pile number 1. Welcome back. I am so excited to be delivering messages for you from the northern direction. And in case you missed the intro, this is a special collaboration with the amazing Tarot with Tay, Lexi the Leo, and Alyssa from Celtic Fairy Tarot. So after you're done here, definitely go and check out their readings because I am positive they're going to be mind-blowing. And if you're coming from their channels, welcome. I'm so thrilled to have you. So you picked the pine cone as well as the green calcite. And then along with those items, you also picked this custom card. So this is another element that's associated with the northern direction because there are tons of different associations. So let's see what you selected. You received winter. Oh, I love that. I'm in Canada, so we're just transitioning into winter. So some of you actually might be transitioning away from winter. So I think this is a really cool way to start the reading. And let's find out what the northern direction would like you guys to know. So the first card is Mouse Spirit, tend to the small things, card number 40. Then Frog Spirit, clear out the clutter, card number 28. Affection with Sorrel, the fire element, Taurus, and card number 12. Then Coca, Foresight, card number 36. There is also Uranus and Venus on this card, which is very cool because the planet of Venus is connected back to the northern direction. So that is very cool. Then we have Horsetail with Patience, number 36. With Saturn and Venus again. That is so, so cool. Then you have card number 42, the 4th house with Home. God and the light attributes are benevolence and compassion, recognizing the eternal force within yourself and others. Shadow attributes despotism, cruelty, using power to control people. Then the 5 of Wands with the beaver. and the 10 of Swords, and there's a number of different birds on this card. Okay, so pile number 1, there is a very interesting message that's coming through here. So it looks to me like you've definitely been going through some pain. There's been a serious period of pain for you with the 10 of Swords. You've been going through some heartache. It feels to me like it's very much connected back to your sense of home, because this particular bird is literally sitting in its nest, and then there is a number of broken eggs beneath it, and there is a baby bird that doesn't even have its eyes open yet that has been pierced by the 10 swords. So it feels to me like there has been some sort of disturbance in your sense of home. Now, that could mean that it's literally conflict that's going on, you know, within your home with the people that you live with. This could also be an internal conflict where you're really battling with yourself and what makes you feel comfortable, and, you know, your internal sense of home, like your sense of self. And I know that there's been a battle because we've got the 5 of Wands, and the Wands are often associated with a lot of action and arguing. But I see this as like differing opinions. So it might be a situation where you're battling with another person that has a very different way of looking at the world. This could, once again, be an internal struggle where you're really fighting with the two sides of yourself. Maybe a side of yourself that wants to fit in with others, and another side of yourself that wants to rebel. Someone who is part of the group and someone who is the other, because there's a lot of energy here that's also associated with rebellion, with Uranus, and as well as being able to connect with spirit on a very deep level, because coca was used by shamans and mystics in order to commune with spiritual energies, and it was used for divination. And then, of course, you've got this God card, and I was called to read both the light attributes and the shadow attributes, and it feels to me like, once again, it could be a situation where you are fighting with yourself about like how you connect with maybe your higher self or your sense of spirituality. It's quite interesting because with the horse tail, it also is indicating that you're battling something that's from the past, and that there's some sort of change, some sort of major transformation, and possibly a fear that you're going to lose control, lose potency. Like maybe if this could be a situation where you are starting to have a stronger connection with spirit or God, and you have these latent psychic abilities that are coming forward, or spiritual experiences. You're going through some sort of spiritual awakening or an upgrade in your spiritual skills and abilities, your psychic senses, and no one else in your life understands what you're going through, and all you want is to be able to talk to someone and say, do you see it? Do you feel it? Do you like recognize what's happening? Because you're starting to see that like we're all connected. You're starting to see the magic all around you. And even if it doesn't have anything to do with psychic abilities, this could literally be a complete change in the way that you see your connection with the earth, right? Like this woman, this beautiful goddess, is holding this sword, and it's making me think of like Arthur pulling the sword from this stone. And it was at that moment that he took hold of his destiny, something that had only been fated to him. You know, it was written that this is what was going to happen, but it hadn't come into being yet. And it's like you're fighting with your own destiny. You know that this is where you're meant to go. Like there's elements here of fire. That is your action with the wands and literally the fire element. you know that it's time for you to move forward, but you are reluctant to let go of the past because in a way, maybe you had a lot of power in the past. Horsetail is this ancient plant, ancient, predating the dinosaurs. And what's so interesting about it is that it is this ancient plant and it continues to exist, but the longer it's been on the planet, the less sort of high profile it's become. It's getting smaller and smaller and smaller, and it's less recognized by the general population for its healing qualities and its abilities. It is known to be a bone mender, literally being able to bring back connective tissue and to mend bones. And it might be a situation where you are definitely recognizing that you're at the end of a cycle, that winter, the winter that you're in, maybe this pause period where you haven't been able to move forward and you've been in this state of, conflict. The ice is about to thaw and you're going to be asked to really step into your role. You're coming into a place of alignment, but along with that, all of the clutter has to be released. You're going to be transforming. And I get the sense that you've seen this coming for a really long time. And it's been like little things that have been tipping you off to this. I mean, synchronicities and certain alignments is what they want me to say. So it must have been something to do with like things just perfectly lining up for you. It could be a series of synchronicities where you're like, is no one else seeing how magical this is? It's like literally piece of the puzzle all coming together to deliver you this massive message. Like there's literally a jaguar on this card, which is considered like a premier spiritual teacher. It's connected deeply to shamanic teachings. And I think that no one else around you is really seeing it. But at the same time, whenever you transition into, being who you're meant to be, and I get the sense that you're meant to be a leader. You're meant to be a rebel of some kind. You're like breaking new ground. It's like you are taking on that energy of Aquarius, right? Like looking towards the future. And you're bringing things into alignment. There's a pentacle on this card, the 5-pointed star, which is connected back to man, humans. And there's the moon on this card, and I'm strongly getting that sense from this affection card as well, with this mirror, and then there's a cat silhouette in the mirror, which is making me think of like reflecting on who we are, our own shadow, right? Because obviously there's a shadow here. But the cat is also really connected to magic as well as past lives, right? They're always thought of old wives' tales about cats having 9 lives, right? It's a reference to reincarnation. And you are being asked to look back at the older versions of you from this life, like the times when you made the wrong choices or that you associated with people that might be holding you back, and you're being asked to clear out the clutter. That might literally be people that you need to get rid of, but it could also be like your attachment to the opinions of others. This might be a situation where you're being asked to, break the chains and move forward. Like this horsetail, you can probably not see it, but the look of it really makes me think of a pine cone. And a pine cone, from spiritual imagery, the associations with it, is connected to the pineal gland, which is your third eye. It's like you're opening up to your psychic abilities. The ice and the winter is behind you. It is fine. The north, like your north node in your astrology chart, is talking about the direction you are going in, right? And if you think about north, it's at the top of the globe, right? This is all about you opening up your third eye and your crown chakra. This is what you're meant to do. You're stepping into this role. It might literally be that you're meant to be some sort of psychic or spiritual teacher, but that does not have to be the case at all. What it means is your psychic abilities are helping you to build something, like the beaver. You are building something great. Beavers are master engineers when it comes to the natural world. Beavers are native to Ontario, where I am from in Canada, and they are incredible. The amount of work that they are able to accomplish, literally the power and strength of the dams that they build can last for literally decades. They are so entirely skilled. And you're being asked to recognize your own strength, your own ability, and you have to sort of be willing to disconnect to a certain degree from your reliance on other people is what's coming forward. Not that you're not going to have other people in your life. That's not what I'm saying at all. Of course you're going to have other people in your life. You're going to love those people. They're going to light a fire under you and fuel your passion. But if they tell you, I don't get it, why are you doing that? It's not going to shake you at all, right? You're going to have unwavering, dedication and faith that this is what you're meant to do. You're no longer going to be timid about it like the mouse. That isn't going to be your reality any longer. You're going to be able to adapt to any environment like the frog, right? Because frogs are very unique. They are literally able to change themselves genetically. So if there is a pond and there's only boy frogs, some of those frogs are going to turn into girl frogs so they can continue to reproduce. So you're adapting and changing. And of course, there's going to be some fear along with that, but you're being guided by spirit. Like, this is all coming forward for a reason. The Ten of Swords is the end of a cycle. That is when things are going to start to move forward. You're nervous because you know that you have this rebellious spirit, or you have a unique idea, something that is out of the norm, but you're passionate, you love what you're doing, and you have the drive with Taurus. Like, you have the ability to ground this into the physical, and that is what's also very interesting about the North is also connected to the element of Earth, and you have an Earth element here with Taurus. So it's just a matter of you overcoming your own fears, facing your own shadows if they are plaguing you, moving forward. Even if people don't get it, they will. They'll get it in the future. They'll catch up with you. But if you're a visionary, of course they're not going to get it, right? Because you're the first. And every single person that's ever tried to birth something brand new into the world had to face so many haters. But it's your destiny. It's your North Star, and you have to just keep moving forward. Listen to what your intuition is telling you to do. It will be little breadcrumbs, right? Like when you're trying to figure out what you're meant to do, it might be like you're putting together a very large puzzle. But remember, when you open up a puzzle, you throw all the pieces out. Some of them are facing up, some of them are facing down. They're all piled up on top of each other. But once you start to pull out some of the pieces, typically it's the outer edges. You start to get the framework, right? Then it starts moving a lot faster, right? And you will get a sense of what the image is. It just takes a little time. And if you can do something every single day that's working towards your vision, towards your goal, whatever this is, it's literally being channeled to you. My eyes are being drawn to the water waves. It's like it's coming through to you in waves. Like the water is connected back to the divine feminine, and it's also connected back to like our intuition. So it's like the ice is melting, and all of a sudden with this thought, all of these ideas start coming forward to you. Specifically, it's definitely going to be coming forward to you I believe within like the January 1st is the energy I'm getting, because another one of the associations for the northern direction is midnight. The spell is broken at midnight is what they want me to say. All of the things that you've sort of believed about yourself that are not true, or the things that, you know, really held you back, fear of the risk, fear of the unknown, you're no longer going to be afraid of that, right? There might be like a part of you that is a little like anxious, but the fear that cements you into the past is no longer going to plague you. You're going to have a lot more peace, and you're going to be able to transcend all of the blockages, all of those like impediments that have been holding you back. It's like you're going to be building your strong foundation. This is so powerful. I am so excited for you. So I want to see if there's any final messages to add to this that the northern direction would like to add to what I've already said. I'm going to do this in 2 piles. So what would the northern direction like to add to this message for pile number 1? Is there anything else that you would like to add to this, North? Is there anything else that the North would like to add to this powerful message for pile number 1? Oh, wow. Okay, and there's some cards on the floor. Oh my God. This is so cool. Okay, so you got judgment. So this is exactly what I've been saying. You're being called to something. It's your higher self. It's your spirit guides. It's your ancestors. It is cosmically who you are. You are being called and you are being told you have the key. Open the door. What do you want the rest of your life to be? Because the rest of your life is starting now. You just have to have faith in yourself. You've got the 2 of Wands, so you are definitely at a crossroads. There is definitely something that will have to be sacrificed. And I think that you're very afraid about what you're going to be sacrificing, but I think that it's based off of fearful thoughts that have been coming from other people, and fearful thoughts that you felt at home in. I think that you might have been either from a home or around a lot of people that may have had a tendency to look at the cup half empty. And they may have also had a lack of confidence. And sometimes when people have a lack of confidence, they're very good at covering it up. So they overcompensate in other areas. They might be very judgmental of other people, you know, mean girl bullying behavior. Anything that falls under the umbrella of like elitism, or, you know, you can't sit at our table kind of energy. Those are people that actually really don't like themselves and are very insecure. But they've just cultivated this image where they've been able to sort of, they're embracing fake it till you make it, but because it's not coming from a heart-centered place, they're never able to break into the true belief, right? Because they're vibrating at a very low vibration, and I'm not judging them. Like, I am praying for them to be able to move out of that, because that is a form of suffering. They are causing suffering for themselves. And I think that you're going to be walking away from that because you're transforming beyond it. The 5 of Swords also has these 2 butterflies here, which is literally talking about a major transformation where you're able to see things from a higher perspective. The 5 of Swords is typically talking about petty battles. So this is literally people trying to cut you with their words, even though it doesn't benefit them, right? Just fearful of your success. Now, of course, we can actually cause ourselves this damage, right? You may have heard very like self-defeating things from others and you took that on, or there's been others that have criticized you, and if you hear it enough, you start to believe it, right? And you'll repeat it to yourselves. And actually, it's a functioning of our brain. The more we hear the same messages repeated over and over and over again, the more our brain naturally goes to those conclusions, right? So neurologists talk about it in this way. They say neurons that fire together wire together. They're talking about the neural pathways in your brain. So that's why it's recommended that you try something for 27 days to form a new habit, right? Because you're rewiring your brain. But every time you talk to yourself in a way that embodies what you want to experience, you are making it easier for yourself the next day and the next day and the next day. And you do that long enough and you will not think about those negative things anymore. When you have an experience that is challenging to you, your immediate thought will be, you're going to do great next time. I am not exaggerating. I am living proof of that. So this major transition may be a little uncomfortable or scary for you, but you're not alone. You're being guided through this. And before you know it, the nightmares are going to dissolve and your abundance is going to start moving towards you. It will start to literally manifest in your life. And it might start off with small little things, small little blessings that come forward where you don't necessarily even recognize it at first. It might be a situation where it's like you are having a problem with a product that you bought, and you're thinking, if I call them, they're just going to tell me it's my problem. But you're like, I'm just going to call. I'm just going to try. I'm going to be as positive as I possibly can be. I'm going to be as nice as I can be. And you call them and they're like, no problem. Just keep it. We're going to refund your money. And you're like, what? The product had a problem with it, but I could still use it. And I just got it for free. Oh, amazing. Like little things like that, like where it's like, wow, that just made my day. And then it's like more and more and more and more and more. And then you're like, what is going on? Like, it's magical. And, you're really going to have something to celebrate. You've got the Two of Cups. This might be new people coming into your life. It might be a change in attitude with the people that were already in your life, where it's more than just you that's going through this shift in vibration. It's more than you that's thinking about things in a new way. Or your attitude starts drawing people to you that could potentially really fill the void. Like, they get you. They're on the same page as you. They've gone through the same things as you. And, like, it may not be perfect at all times, right? Relationships never are. But it's like so much healthier than where you were. You feel more seen than you were in the past. It could also be a situation where you align with people that can really help you, right? You help them, they help you. It's like a beautiful experience because this shift for you, where you're starting to take risks, you're starting to ground into the physical, doing whatever it is that you're being called to, where the wind is trying to take you, is literally bringing you to a place where you're going to be taking action, the champion of coins. This is like the knight of coins. You are going to have like an epiphany or an idea, or a blessing is going to come through to you, some doorway where you can literally start to physically do something, where it's like, maybe it's, you get an offer for a job, or an apprenticeship, or there's a school program that is the perfect fit for you. It's like there's going to be some movement where you're no longer frozen. You're able to move forward. And then it's the 10 of vessels. So this is 10 of cups. You're getting the fulfillment. That is where you're being guided. There is a rainbow in this card. And then the coca also has a beautiful rainbow at the top of the card. But it's all about listening to your intuition. It's all spiritual insight that's going to guide you through the portal, that's going to guide you away from the nightmares. Like the doorways will be aligned for you in the physical world, right? I'm not saying that everything is going to be very weird and esoteric, and it's not all going to be like Alice down the rabbit hole, right? Well, I mean, it depends on what you're trying to do. If you're going into a spiritual field, it might feel like Alice down the rabbit hole. But if you're doing something that is more conventional, this is going to be like real world normal stuff, but it will feel miraculous. And it's going to take you to a place where finally you have everything that you wanted, right? It's all the fulfillment. Like the 10 of Cups is, you know, one of my 3 favorite cards, because it's just like, it feels like blessings and alignment and love and partnership and community, and like also a sense of ease, right? It's not like you have to like fight all the time. It might be a totally new experience for you, but my God, you're gonna really enjoy it. So I want to get you one final card as we close out this reading. I thought it would be beneficial to see if there was a particular crystal that might be able to help you ground or move through this transition, because crystals are associated, the energy of crystal healing is associated with the direction of north. So let's see, what crystals should you be looking to or working with to help you, pile number 1? What guidance? What crystals should pile number 1 think about working with or reflecting and meditating on? Okay. Let's see. What crystal selection do you have for pile number 1? Oh, beautiful! Rhodonite. Oh, I love rhodonite. So this card mentions a couple of keywords for rhodonite. It says gratefulness, self-confidence, and support. Oh my God, I love it. Yes, and on the back, oh my God, on the back of the card, it says Taurus, and you've got Taurus. Oh my God, that is so wild. Okay, so it says, I find confidence in myself when I listen to my heart. What? That's exactly what I've been talking about. Rhodonite is a stone of compassion and helps to balance our emotions while healing scars of the past. It helps provide support to the heart chakra. It reminds us of our soul's purpose. It ignites our true passions. Like, are you seeing this miracle that literally just unfolded in front of you? You picked the green calcite, which is for the heart chakra. This is literally talking about you aligning with your soul's purpose, your true north. Your north node is talking about your divine purpose, your true passions. I literally have goosebumps. I cannot even believe that that just happened. Please get yourself a piece of rhodonite. Rhodonite is this crystal right here. It is magical. This crystal helped me to release so much trauma from my past. And when I say it helped me release it, I mean, it was like dipping into a warm bath where the things that I had trouble letting go of just evaporated. You know, I started to see things in an entirely different way, and these giant barriers that I felt like I couldn't get around all of a sudden just reduced down to grains of sand, and I just walked over them. You know, like it was so easy. And this is not an expensive crystal. You can get yourself beautiful pieces of rhodonite jewelry or a tumbled stone. This is a palm stone used for meditation typically. And I have a bracelet as well. Like, you will benefit so greatly from this crystal. Oh my God. This was the most magical reading I have had in such a long time. I am so thrilled that you guys joined me, because I wouldn't be able to deliver these messages if it wasn't for your energy, right? This is a partnership between the two of us, as well as the other amazing readers that I'm working with. Remember to go and check out Lexi the Leo Tarot with Tay, and Celtic Fairy Tarot as well, because I am positive their messages are going to be just as magical. Like, I am not exaggerating when I say that they are like 3 of my top, readers. They are so incredible. So definitely check them out. And I also want to mention that I am running a contest this month. You guys can win a free mini reading with me. All you have to do is subscribe to the channel and then comment on this video or any of the other videos that I'm releasing in the month of December. I'm going to be announcing the winner on January 1st, 2023. And that also includes all of the shorts that I release every single day. So every single comment is an entry into the contest. And I will cover whatever topic you want in your mini reading, and you get a video of me reading your cards, personalized YouTube. So thank you so much for joining me. And if any of you guys are interested in working with me one-on-one, you can go to my website, odessamall.com. All of my services and booking information are available there. I do tarot card readings, spiritual coaching, Reiki, past life readings, and I can channel messages from your spirit guides. So if you have any questions about that, also feel free to email me. And I hope you have an amazing day, and I look forward to seeing you in the next reading. Take care. Hi, pile number 2. Welcome back. I am so excited to be delivering these messages from the northern direction for you. And in case you missed the intro, this is a special collaboration with the amazing Lexi the Leo Tarot with Tay and Alyssa from Celtic Fairy Tarot. So after you're done here, definitely go and check out their readings, because they're amazing, and I'm sure that the messages that come forward from them are going to be mind-blowing. And if you're coming from their channels, welcome. I'm so excited to have you. So you guys selected this really cool seed pod, and you also picked the orange calcite. And then in addition to the cards, you also selected this secret element. So this is something that's already connected to the northern direction from a spiritual perspective, as well as like historical associations. It's one of those things. So let's see what you selected. And you have Earth. Okay, cool. So you might have Virgo, Capricorn, or Taurus in your chart. Let's find out what the other cards are and what the northern direction would like you to know. So the first card is Aries, card number 1, Act. And of course, Aries is connected to the element of fire. Then Midas and Miser. The light attributes are entrepreneurial or creative ability to turn anything to gold, delight in sharing life's riches. The shadow attributes are hoarding money and emotions, obsessive fear of losing your wealth. Then we have card number 49, psilocybin, and commune. And then we've got Hope with Daffodil, number 38. And Taurus is on this card, going back to the earth. And there's also the air element. Then we've got card number 60, Swan Spirit, time for a deep dive. Followed by the Ace of Wands and the Three of Pentacles. Okay, cool. All right, so pile number 2. What is coming forward to me is that you are a very action-oriented person. You might be an Aries, or you're embodying that fiery Aries energy. You're a self-starter. Like, you have dreams and ambitions and goals. And when you get an idea, you sort of just like run with it. And you like are not really worried about a lot of the details. You're going to figure it out as you go. And I think partially it's because you have this strong sense that you're going to be a huge success. You, I believe, probably have clear cognizance, where you just have a gift for clear knowing is what that particular psychic ability means. And you likely are a great problem solver, and you have a very visionary mind. And so because of that, you have a lot of confidence in the things that come forward to you. You've had a lot of these things sort of proved to be accurate or truthful. You may or may not realize that it's a psychic ability. You just have gut instincts about things. You take action on them, kind of no fear attitude. Like, you're never going to be able to bake a cake without breaking some eggs. So you're like, if I fail, I fail. But if I don't try it, then I've already failed. So you just go for it, which is beautiful. And I think that you're probably a really effective manifester. But along your way, I think that there may have been some hiccups. I think that you can see yourself in the spotlight. There's the sun on this card. There's also Pluto on this card. And I think that you maybe have a bit of a rebellious streak, or possibly you just have like this feeling like you need to be in control, or you need to be in a leadership position, which is reminding me of this Taurus energy. Possibly others might have seen you as being a little stubborn at times. And I think, unfortunately for you, you may have had things really like go sideways, out of nowhere. Like, you think you're on track, and then an opportunity sort of fails prematurely, or you can't get something off of the ground, or you are just sort of like cut off at the knees. And partially, I think it has to do with collaborating with other people. I think that you are more comfortable being a lone wolf. I think that you are kind of frustrated at times with other people, because although you want to be in a leadership position, it requires you to sort of slow down your energy a little bit, which means that you have to like take time away from what you think you can accomplish. And the reason you have to slow down a little bit is because you need to walk other people through your vision, and they might not be at the same speed as you, and that might be kind of frustrating for you. And these other people might find you to be a little too fiery. They might think that you have a lot of bravado, and maybe they see you as having false confidence. Like, they are more confident with things being like more rooted in the earth, where it's like, we've got a plan and we follow this plan and we go through things sort of at a systematic rate, and it's like a little easier on them because they're not having the same vision as you. And you might be very frustrated with them, like, oh, they just don't get it and they're holding me back, and I want to be able to, evolve and shift and change and like sort of go with where my energy is drawing me. And you might be very creative and you're a great problem solver. And so you have found that it's just easier for you to just like do it yourself versus explaining anything to other people. But as a result of that, you end up sort of isolating yourself, or you end up making other people feel like you're difficult to work with on the worst scale, at the worst end of things. Or that they just can't seem to get close to you. They feel like you're isolating yourself from them, and then there's not that sense of community or teamwork for them, which makes them feel like they're not a contributing member of the team, like you don't value them. And I think that you're going to be going through a transformation. And I think that that's where you're being guided towards, because I keep, feeling like the North is trying to guide you to a place where you're going to be more rooted in the earth element. And the earth is also connected back to pentacles, right? The earth is connected back to our worldly possessions and wealth. And it's connected back to everything that we're manifesting in the physical realm. But it's also going to be guiding you towards an energy where you feel completely confident in who you are. You're able to slow down because you're able to use that ability to just like quickly put pieces together in your own mind and then very effectively delegate to other people so that you can see where they would best fit into the larger plan, right? There's a spider web here. You're the spider. You're crafting this whole plan, and then you're going to be able to implement people or position them at exactly the right point so that everything works out, right? It's like you're selectively picking where you're going to attach each of the strands of the web. And you're also going to be able to get to a place where you're able to see the beauty in everyone else's contributions, right? The swan being connected back to Venus and connected to beauty. And it's also talking about a transformation, right? It's sort of this, like the ugly duckling. I've brought this up before. That's a story about someone who felt like they didn't fit in, all of a sudden transforming, and they find their community. And it says time for a deep dive. So you might have to sort of dive deep into your own emotional body and reassess what you value, not only about yourself, but about, you know, the whole experience of creation. Is it just about getting like a corner suite and a title and like a fat paycheck? Or is there more to it than that? Like maybe that's all you're envisioning right now, but maybe the direction of the North is trying to guide you to see everything else it could be, right? You can have all of that stuff and also command respect. Be such a valued leader for the type of leadership that you bring, that there are people that want to hold you up, and you're no longer the lone wolf. You are the, you know, alpha. You're the leader of the pack who is basically organizing all of the members of your wolf pack so that you can take down the prey, so that you can collaborate together and land the deal or launch the product or build the platform, whatever it is. But it's like you're stronger together is the energy that I am getting. Like you are being guided towards this transformation in your leadership skills. So you use everything that you already have, but you use it to inspire people. You help them to find hope, which is what the lily is a symbol of. And it's also, and you have the hope card here with the daffodil. And the lily is also a symbol of a rebirth, a renewal. So it's kind of like you're helping people to see inside themselves what they haven't been able to, right? You are helping them to transcend what they already see in their world, which is what psilocybin is talking about. Psilocybin is the active ingredient in magic mushrooms. This card is talking about bringing people together to commune. But it's not just talking about communing with people. It's talking about communing with spirit as well. It's talking about communing literally with the earth. Because for the Aztec people, they considered this to be a gift from the gods, that it was the flesh of the earth. Like this is your ability to be able to commune with spirit, whether you recognize it or not, these epiphanies, these downloads, to be able to think at the speed that you can think at and problem solve in the real world, applying your logic and your skills of discernment to real world problems and material goods is the gift. You can share that with other people. You can share that insight with them, and you can help them to see everything else in a new way. And what you're going to be able to do is light that fire inside them so that you can send them all out into the world like all of these fireflies. They're all lit up. And then they're working for you instead of against you. I feel like you have the power to truly inspire people and at the same time create so much wealth for yourself and abundance, but I feel like you're going to be able to do it in a really unconventional way. Right? It feels to me like it truly is connecting back to the earth. So you might have some amazing product that you want to bring to market that's also going to save the environment in some way. Like, not just a situation where like companies are just greenwashing, where like they're saying, oh, we're donating money to this cause. Meanwhile, they're backing lobbyists who are trying to like destroy wetlands and other endangered species, and like truly using technology to make something amazing that's going to literally save the earth. And maybe that hasn't come through to you yet, but like there are people that are doing incredible things. I just saw a TikTok about this gentleman who's created this structure so you can have an indoor garden. It's a vertical garden that's basically self-watering because of the way that the system works. Another individual that was creating these product packaging where it's all plant-based packaging, and so it comes in a tube. You just tear off the end, and then you can like refill the container you already have, and the packaging is all plant-based material, so you just throw it in the green bin. Like, that's what I'm talking about. Like, you have the ability to create something that is going to make you so much money. And honestly, I feel like you have the charisma, like you got the sun here. So this is something that is going to be able to put you in the spotlight with the fire element as well. Like, bring hope to people. Like, you have the Midas touch. You can turn anything to gold. But if you are afraid of, the power of other people, or, collaborating with others, or you have that fearful mindset that someone might steal your idea, then it's all going to turn to dust in front of you. And that is absolutely not what is laid out in front of you, but you have free will. You have the choice. What direction do you want to go in? And if the idea that's coming through to you doesn't have anything literally to do with the examples I talked about with saving the earth, that might be your own mindset, right? You start to engage with your environment in an entirely different way, including the people, right? So I just strongly get the sense that there's quite a few people in this group that are environmentalists, and that they are thinking about sustainability in a new way and implementing a different way of living. So we are now communing more with nature. So maybe that is creating something like, there is other, all of these environmental ideas that are very cutting edge. Like, I think it's in Barcelona, there's this incredible building where it was literally designed to be able to have a vertical forest. So there's all of these balconies, and they're all situated so that they have like literal trees, and the entire building is basically green. If you guys have never seen any of the stuff I'm talking about, like, go on TikTok. I think that I saw this stuff on YouTube as well. Like, find it, look at it. It will blow your mind. It might be like the piece of the puzzle that you've been waiting for, so that you can get that download, because like, I see you as a visionary. And like with Pluto, it's like an amazing transformation. There's a death of something and a rebirth of something else, but there's growing pains along with that. So you might have to shed some things, but I feel like that is naturally your energy with this lightning. Like, you are constantly getting these like bursts of inspiration, and maybe that's partially why some people have been a little intimidated or afraid of you, because you might not edit yourself all the time when you're sharing your ideas, and you don't mean to hurt people's feelings. Some people just like are very raw. Like, I mean, like, it's like they are easily hurt because of things that have happened to them in the past, and live in connection and communion with everyone. We have to be mindful of that, right? Because not everyone is at the same stage of healing, and not everyone has had the same kind of life experience. There are reasons why people react the way that they do, and we can be, compassionate to that, right? Because a lot of these people are going to really help you. And if you can fine tune your language and how you present your ideas and be more collaborative and more supportive of them, they are going to literally follow you to the ends of the earth. Like, they will help you to build your empire. This is so powerful. Okay, so let me get some more cards from the Northern Element and see what else the North would like you to know. What would you like pile number 2 to know? What would the North like pile number 2 to know? Okay. Great. Okay. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Okay, so pile number 2. Let me just get organized here. So, yes, you are starting on a brand new journey. You've got the Fool here. That is your natural energy. You just had that energy where it's like, I'm just going to take the risk. Like I was saying before, if you don't take the risk, you know that you're never going to get the reward. So you might as well just do it. You just, you're a natural born entrepreneur is the energy that I'm getting, because it takes that kind of fearlessness to launch something brand new, because there's going to be lots and lots and lots and lots of failure. That is just the nature of being an entrepreneur. Every single successful entrepreneur has a long history of failed businesses that they've learned from. And so you have that under your belt. You've got the Apprentice of Cups here, and it's literally showing somebody like crafting a cup. So this is definitely you creating something. But what you're being guided towards is to create something, some expansion in your heart energy, to expand on your compassion and your nurturing for others, because they will give that back to you tenfold. There may have been an energy at play for you that is connected to the devil energy. Now, that might be that you have been connected to sort of, egoic ways of seeing the world, or the place for certain people and their skills. There might have been times in your life where you were thinking like, God, these people are not on the same level as me, because they cannot keep up with my ideas and my intensity and my desire and drive. And you may have also subscribed to the philosophy at some point where it's like it's like survival of the fittest. Those that are meant to be at the top will get to the top, and those that don't, obviously they are not capable. Like, they don't have the skills that they need. And it might have even gone further than that. Like, the devil energy can be an energy that is sort of elitist, and it can be really giving into vices. But it's an illusion, right? It's not rooted in the earth. It's the mask, right? And it is the deceptions that we fall for that take us out of what we really need to feel whole. And it also takes us out of connection with the earth, right? The devil is, connected with capitalism and greed. All of these, the shadow attributes, the hoarding money and emotions, obsessive fear of losing your wealth. That's what this is. So there might have been a time when you sort of like fell into the shadow elements, the miser energy of this Midas miser card. But I think that because of that, you did, like I was saying before, you had some battles with people, right? It might have been a situation where you were very headstrong, like the Taurus, and you met up against people that didn't, want to fight that battle with you. Or, you burned bridges with people, right? That can happen. And you thought you knew the right way forward, and they had none of it. So you might have lost jobs, or you lost friends, or you lost relationships because you felt like you knew the right way forward, because you've got the Five of Wands and you've got the Five of Swords. So this is talking about arguments and battles, fiery battles with other people, differences of opinion. And then the Five of Swords is also talking about being headstrong and strong-willed. And sometimes it's talking about, using your arguments to to win the argument, but you're losing the war, because in the long run, whatever little battle you won ended up sort of like burning a bridge, or it like hurt you in some way later on. And so you ended up with justice in the reverse. So you didn't get the rewards that you wanted. You thought, okay, if I prove myself that I have the best ideas, and I just like push to be at the top, even if I have to hurt some people on the way up, I'm going to win out. And that does work for some people, but it's not your story. That's not who you're meant to be, right? I'm not going to tell you that there aren't people that are totally cutthroat and right into the devil energy that don't win. There's lots of people that do that, but that's not your role. Your role is to be the inspired leader who helps ignite other people. So until you recognize that and you start to balance out your energy, you'll always be in this justice in reverse. And it's time for you to turn that energy around. It's time for you to be able to stand your ground, like the Seven of Wands. You know who you are, but instead of like this card, when I look at it, it's like you're standing your ground with authority, and you know who you are, and you're pointing the way forward like a torch. And all of these other sticks are your other teammates, and they're lighting their own torches. They're taking their sticks and they're lighting their flame from you. And then all of you are charging forward together. You got the Chariot. So there is going to be energy that is moving forward at a rapid pace that's balanced. You also have the Two of Wands. So it looks like you're at this crossroads right now. You get to make a choice. And I think that if you reflect on what I am talking about and what the energy of the North is trying to tell you, you'll be able to see which path is meant for you. Because I keep thinking of the North, and it makes me think of the North Node, which is where we're headed, where we're meant to go. It's our divine purpose. And your divine purpose is to be the keeper of the wands, which is the energy of the Queen of Wands. You have the key that's going to be able to open up abundance. We've got this sunflower here. You're meant to be in the public eye. I already mentioned that with the sun card. You are meant to also have lots of abundance, because sunflowers are symbols of abundance, because they have all those little seeds, all those miracles that are coming forward to you. It's just a matter of stopping, grounding, considering everything I've talked about, thinking about what is the right pathway forward for you, but also taking into consideration, how can I shift and change how I share my message? Not the message. The message is right. It's how you're inspiring others that is a little bit out of alignment. Once you start to reflect on that, that's when the message is going to come through to you. There's a raven here. Ravens are a symbol of messages coming from the other side. Odin had two ravens with him that were his eyes that constantly delivered messages to him. That is what's going to happen for you with the Pentacle, the Knight of Coins, getting that idea, being able to take action in the physical world, knowing exactly what direction to go in, and then you become the emperor. the master of all of the elements. You're going to be able to know how to inspire people, to connect with them on a heart level. You're going to be able to take the action that you need, just like all of the wands energy. You're going to use your logic, your quick wit to be able to not only work your way through a problem, but be able to express exactly how to implement your vision. And then the pentacles come in. Right? It's all a matter of you collaborating with other people. You have so much of it right. You have so much of this right. It's just a matter of it's like I keep seeing the gears of a clock. Like they're just not clicking into place just yet. But you have all of the components. It's just a matter of sort of greasing the wheels, right? So now I would like to get you one final card. Now, this is a crystal that's going to be recommended to you by the energy of the North that is going to help you to click those gears into place so that you can start to really harness this energy and make this shift and change. So let's see what crystal would the energy of the North like you to start working with or meditating on, to be able to shift the energy for yourself so that you can become that leader that you're destined to be. Oh, you got two. Let's see what we've got here. Okay. It says dumortierite. 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 Now, I have never heard of this particular crystal before. It says calm, patience, support, and tranquility are the key words. And there's the energy of Leo. Amazing. That's sun energy coming forward. I am centered with tranquil energy. Dumortierite brings in a sense of relaxation, calm, and harmony. It can help reduce stress and tension as it encourages patience. It is a great stone for harnessing forgiveness and speaking your truth. Absolutely beautiful. Now, like I said, I'm not familiar with this particular crystal. I don't know how easy it is to come by. You can look into that, but you can also always meditate on the energy of that crystal. So I'll show you the card there. You can meditate on the energy of the crystal and see what comes forward for you. You don't always have to physically have the crystal in your presence. Now, the other crystal is Celestite, angelic communication, clarity, and divine. And I do have a piece of Celestite. This is not a very expensive crystal. It's a very soft crystal, so I would say that this is something that you'd likely want to just get like a stone of and hold it in meditation or just have it near you. It's not really hard enough to wear as a piece of jewelry. So let's see what else we've got here. It says Gemini and Libra on the back of the card, so you might have prominent placements for those. I am surrounded by eternal light and courage. Celestite brings calm and clarity to chaotic times and relieves stress and anxiety. It helps alleviate nervous energy and boost courage. It connects us to the divine energy and the angelic realm and helps clarify communication. It's directly connected to spiritual knowledge. So it looks like if you work with this particular crystal, you will be able to have a clearer channel. So where you are already getting messages from your guides, 100%. That's definitely happening for you. There might be an energy where it's like sort of coming and going, it's like a writer that all of a sudden has writer's block, and that might actually be adding to your anxiety about like moving forward with the project, because it's like when you're on, you want to go, because there might be a time when you're off. This might be a situation where it's like you have challenges with depression, and it's like when you're feeling good, you want to just get it all done because you might be feeling bad the next day, or you have health issues. that it's like that duality, like with the Gemini energy and Libra and like justice, going back to Libra, like you want to be able to take action and do as much as you possibly can when you're feeling good. But this crystal will help you to have those insights consistently, right? It's a matter of practice. I have to practice every single day, grounding myself and connecting. And it's a lifelong process. And you will get certain, practices that really work for you, and it'll make it a whole lot easier for you. And then the dumortierite might be a crystal that you can find and you can add to your collection, or you just meditate on the energy. And this will help you to sort of stay calm and relaxed in those moments where you're frustrated, you're trying to express an idea and people aren't getting it. Whoa, oh my God, this was so amazing. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I would love to know what your thoughts were in the comments. Definitely make sure that you check out Lexi the Leo Tarot with Tay and Celtic Fairy Tarot, and all of the messages that they're going to be sharing with you. They are absolutely incredible. I also wanted to let you guys know I'm running a contest this month. You can win a free reading with me. All you have to do is subscribe to the channel and comment on this video. If you comment on any of my videos over the month of December, that will be one entry, right? So the more you comment, the more entries you get. That also includes all of my shorts that I release practically every day. And I'm going to be announcing the winner on January 1st. So you've got a fair amount of time to get your entries in. And if you follow me on my other platforms as well, you can get an extra bonus entry, which would be on TikTok, Instagram. I have a Facebook for my business as well. Any of my platforms that you follow me on, you'll get an extra entry. And there's links for all of this in the description box. And if any of you guys are interested in working with me one-on-one, you can go to my website, odessamall.com. All of my services and booking information are available there. I do tarot card readings, spiritual coaching, Reiki, past life sessions, as well as channeling with your spirit guides. And of course, if you have any questions, feel free to email me. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I hope I see you in the next reading. Take care. Hi, pile number 3, welcome back. I am so excited to be delivering messages for you from the northern direction. And in case you missed the intro, this is a special collaboration with the amazing Lexi the Leo, Tarot with Tay, and Celtic Fairy Tarot. So after you're done here, definitely go and check out their readings. They're all amazing, and I am positive that their readings are going to blow your mind. So definitely check out all 4 readings. And if you're coming from their channel, welcome. I am so thrilled to have you. So you picked the dried grass as well as the orange calcite. And you also selected this secret card. So this has an extra element that's connected back to the north based on historical associations as well as spiritual information. So let's see what you picked. You got Pentacles. Interesting. So of course the Pentacles is one of the 4 suits of the tarot, and it's associated with everything that we're building in the physical world. So very interesting. Let's find out what the North would like you to know, pile number 3. So the first card you got is Priest. Light attributes facilitate spiritual commitment, serves as a channel of spiritual energy. The shadow attributes are violates the trust of your spiritual community, seduced by your own spiritual role. Then you have Dolphin Spirit. This and that are true. Card number 20. Otter Spirit. You're never alone. Card number 42. Then Makuna Journey, this is card number 16, and we have Mercury and Uranus on this card. Followed by Abundance with Grapes. The water element, card number 23. Then the 7th house, relationship, and it's card number 45. Followed by Knight of Pentacles with the donkey and the Chariot with the badger. Whoa, okay, so pile number 3. It looks to me like you are going on a major journey. There is a transformation that is taking place for you. Of course, you got the journey card, but there is a lot of cards that are talking about connecting with spirit, with the priest card for sure. And the dolphin is also a very spiritual creature connected to mythology, associated with connecting with divine knowledge that comes to us through our intuition. And it's also linked with starseed origins and mythology. So you might have a connection with that. So Mucuna is interesting because Mucuna is a plant that is used for a coffee alternative. Nescafe is Mucuna. And what it's known for is it can ignite activations in your third eye, your pineal gland. And that is really coming forward here with the imagery on this particular card, because we have this cloud and then there is this eye and there's all of this lightning coming down and then there's a rainbow. And Mercury is also connected back to those lightning epiphanies. So it might be a situation where you are starting to have epiphanies about where you want to go in your life, what you value, what steps you would like to take forward. I think that possibly in the past, you may have been very focused on what you were building in the material world, really dedicated to building abundance in a very conventional way, sort of like stubbornly looking at things through only one lens, right? And I say stubborn because we've got the donkey here and they're typically associated with that kind of energy. And the Chariot has the badger, and badgers being black and white are talking about duality, and they are a very aggressive, stubborn animal. And so you may have had very clear ideas about how you can build wealth and abundance in the world and what that was going to give you. You know, more than just the physical stuff, like you had an association with like how you would feel once you built that wealth. And you may have sort of like staunchly defended your position. Maybe you were really invested in the capitalist mindset and there were certain things that you were building and you were creating relationships in a particular way, and that was the journey you were going on. But it feels to me like there's been something that's shifted inside you. Specifically on a spiritual level, it's like you're starting to see that possibly the things that you used to value maybe are not the most important things in life. It might be a situation where you're starting to awaken to the fact that you have things or you've built wealth in some way, or you're on the way for that, and emotionally things weren't changing for you. It might have even felt like things were getting worse because the more we build, the more responsibility we have to maintain those things. So it's kind of like I can give you an example. Always wanting to have a really big house with tons of property, and you know, you have all of this property, it's yours. But there's maintenance involved in that, right? So you may end up feeling like you're spending so much time just maintaining the property that you never get to enjoy the property, because there's an energy of trying to keep up with the Joneses. So you have like the beautiful manicured lawn, or, you know, even if you're not physically taking care of the home, right? It might be you hire a gardener, you hire all these people to do all of these things for you, but you're constantly working, so you never get a chance to enjoy that or any of the relationships that you have in your life. And it's like all of a sudden you're starting to see the truth of what the price is, the true price of what you have been investing in. You know, it's no longer coming through to you in such high contrast. It's almost like you're seeing that two truths can be right at the same time, right? With the this and that are true. You know, like that you can like invest in having a slower pace of life, and you can have less materially, but you can also have more at the same time because you have more time. You have more connections. You have a deeper sense of self. Like your own sense of self is not connected or tied to the things that you own. None of that means anything any longer because you've figured out who you are on a spiritual level. And once you figure out who you are on a spiritual level, like your higher self, like who you are without anything else, then you can really invest in the things that completely fill you up. I kind of get the energy that many of you want to have like sort of slow living, where you might have been sort of fantasizing for the last little while about like giving up everything that you've already built. Like maybe you have a condo in the city and you're like, you know what, I'd really like to sell this and move into the middle of the wilderness, or give all of this up, take the money and start traveling all around the world and seeing what I've only, watched in Netflix documentaries, like really experiencing it and like having a deeper relationship with the earth and seeing what miracles and abundance can come to you that way. Just having a totally new direction. There's Sagittarius on this card that I didn't see before. And finding a new way of balancing out the energies, right? Like sort of letting go to a certain degree. There might have been a lot of pressure on you to sort of like hold the line and like fight to keep yourself in a particular position. That might be a situation where it's like, sure, yeah, you can move up the corporate ladder, but you have to like suck up to all of these people that you might not like, or you really disagree with like their stance on things, or you work for a company that is doing really terrible things, right? Like they're saying that they're donating money to a particular cause, but then on the flip side, they're also donating money to lobbyists that are helping to make the lives of the first group more difficult, right? Like there's something out of balance, or it has been out of balance, and maybe it's not directly in your life. Like maybe you're just seeing this in the world. Like you're just waking up to like, hold up, wait a minute. Why am I even buying into this system? Why am I believing that this is the only way to live? Like why can't I go in? Like the energy I'm getting is homesteading. Like you're literally like, I want to have a slow pace of life. I want to learn how to grow my own food, and I want to have solar panels, or maybe you want to live communally with other people, and that might be with friends. That might be multiple generations of people living on one property, which is the way our ancestors lived. They helped each other. There's a reason why there was such a strong bond between them, family bonds. Now, of course, not every family is the same, and like there's plenty of family members that I have that I wouldn't want to live with, but I mean, it could be chosen family. But it definitely feels like you're moving away from sort of the conflict, whether that's physical conflict with other people or conflict in your mind. And it's coming forward with like you overcoming this moon energy. I also feel like the moon energy can be connected to the shadow. It can be connected to the things that we feel shame or guilt about, things that are connected to trauma. But it can also be connected to things that we don't want to admit to ourselves. They're our greatest gifts, our greatest talents, our deepest desires. The reason we don't admit that to ourselves is because it might be outside thinking. It might be unusual, indifferent, and to indulge in that puts us at risk, because there is a certain price to be paid if you try and climb up the corporate ladder and you buy into capitalism the way it's structured. You have to then fit whatever role they are assigning to those that are going to be successful, because the system is rigged. 100% it is rigged, and you have to play a particular role. If you want to play that role, then you can have all of those things. But it's proven time and time and time again that just because you have the things doesn't mean that you feel confident and successful. There's so many like very rich people that are deeply, deeply, deeply unhappy. And I feel like you're seeing that. Like, it's either you're one of those people or you are starting to see that if that's what your primary pursuit is, that's where you're going to end up feeling unhappy, because what you really want to do is play guitar all the time, or you want to make your own clothes. You want to start your own baking company. But there has been like this idea in you that if you pursue the unconventional and you rebel against the system, it will fail. But I feel like there's something happening inside you where you're like, let's take the risk. And it does feel like you're doing this with another person. Like, it might be you and your partner, your spouse, that are like, do you want to like maybe move to Alaska? You know, you want to try it up, our lives up there, or, you know, move to the north, like, is what's coming forward. So it's like, that's why I came up with Alaska. Alaska is insanely expensive. So like, you would have to be homesteading. You're gonna have to figure it out. But you know, like where I live, I'm in Ontario. Like, there are beautiful, beautiful properties in northern Ontario that like lakefront properties that are rural, right? And so it's a particular lifestyle. But if this is something that you've been thinking about, whether it's like that kind of lifestyle or some other form of slow living, I can definitely understand why it's so appealing to you, right? Just to be able to have the time to like get up and have a beautiful cup of coffee and really be in that moment, really to be able to really like have gratitude and enjoy that experience. To be present in that moment is such a gift, and we don't have that enough, right? It's just like on to the next, on to the next, on to the next. The pursuit of pentacles is like constantly changing our perception of success, because you reach a goal and then the goalpost is moved out, right? Like, oftentimes, and I'm guilty of this too, I've had to really work on this, where it's like I reach a milestone and I'm like, yes, all right, what's next? You know, and not even allowing myself to stop and celebrate, feeling like there's just this constant need to improve and push and grow. But the seasons are not like that, right? The nature around us is not like that. It goes in cycles. And like, one of the other associations with the north, the pentacles, is also winter. We need to have that season of winter, right? The perpetual growth is a myth. Like, globally, we're going into a recession right now. And that was inevitable. It was inevitable. Like, there was lots of conversation about how, no, this is the new norm. Everything is going to be going up and up and up. Real estate is going to, you know, prices are going to go up forever because of, you know, immigration, or because the economy and how it's measured is different, and all blah, 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 blah. No. Everything is based down to the cycles of nature. It will never, ever, ever be perpetual growth. There have been whole successful societies where all they did was grow and expand and expand and expand and expand. Like, you know, the Roman Empire. And now look at it. You know, like, eventually that fails because it's not natural. And I think you're getting that. Or if you haven't already had this epiphany, I think that this might be something that's coming through to you. This could be a reminder from the North to start thinking about these things, because I associate the North and the energy of the North back with the North Node, which is talking about the direction we are going, what we're striving for, what your divine life purpose is. And a lot of people associate life purpose with a vocation, and it's not a vocation. It's who you are in your soul. You know, it is the reason you are here, the reason your heart beats. If you look at nature, everything has a purpose, right? The bees are moving from flower to flower to flower, pollinating, you know, creating more abundance and growth and health for all of the plants. But they didn't choose a vocation. It is who they are. That's what they were born to do. What were you born to do? Because that is what the energy of the North is calling you towards, right? So embrace it. And I think to a certain degree, you're a little afraid to do that, because it's like, what if I lose everything? Sure, I'll have a community, but what if I, you know, don't have like two pentacles to rub together? That I don't think that that's going to be the case at all. So let's see, because you got the abundance card. You literally got the abundance card. To me, it feels like it isn't until you start to let go of the traditional thoughts about abundance that your abundance will come through, right? With the Chariot, that's the balance. That's when the forward momentum is going to come forward for you, and that's when you're going to find your success. So let's see what the energy of the North would like to share with you. What would the North like to share with pile number 3? I am like literally floored by these cards that have come out so far. Like, this is so crazy. What would the North like to share with pile number 3? So the first 3 cards, the reason I am so floored is because you have the Star. And I was literally just talking about the North Star and your divine purpose and the way that you're meant to move forward. The Star is talking about that and wish fulfillment. Then you received the Wheel of Fortune, rolling the dice, taking a risk. What is the next chapter meant to be for you? We've got the string of life that is being woven by the fates, directing you down a particular path. But you still have the ability to steer the ship. You know, there's a lot of, I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with the concept of the fates, but it's from Greek mythology, the weavers of destiny. And you do have free will. There are multiple paths open to you, and there are certain fated events. Some of the fated events for you may have really made you feel reluctance about your ability to find success. And then you've got Temperance. There is a black triangle and a white triangle here, water and fire. And it's connected back to this energy of balance and how you're going to move forward, which the Chariot is also talking about. That is so wild. Okay, so let's see what else we've got here. Lots of cards. Oh, wow. Okay. So you got the 8 of Swords in reverse and the 4 of Wands in reverse. Oh my God. This is exactly what I'm talking about. You have a particular idea of how you're going to build your foundation, the 4 of Wands, how you're going to celebrate life, what's going to make life worth living. And it is a self-limiting belief. there are certain things that are destined for you that you can have that will bring you so much fulfillment that you have to change the way that you're seeing yourself as well as the world, because you are seeing yourself as just a cog in the wheel instead of you literally being the, at the helm of that wheel. You are not part of it. You are in charge of it. Where are you going to direct the ship, right? And if you can start to think about yourself that way, you're going to be able to release the self-limiting beliefs. But it's also going to change the way that you view your entire life. Now, for some of you, you will really be inspired to start taking an entirely different adventure, going down an entirely different path. You're going to have some inspiration come through to you with the Ace of Wands that might just be, a bolt of inspiration that you aren't expecting at all. But it is going to be entirely different than what you had envisioned, and it might be like homesteading, like I was saying before. But if that isn't appealing to you at all, like that has never been something that you wanted, I mean, I'll be honest, like that was not something that I had ever thought that I would want, and now I crave it so desperately. It's like, yes, like I want to be like a witch in the woods, and I'll just like hang out with the animals. Like I'm like full on like Cersei, right? On my island, being an alchemist, making magic. That is like exactly what I want. So that's where I know that this might happen to you. But I'm not saying it has to be. Like, you're at a crossroads right now, and like I was saying, you are in charge. Which pathway are you going to walk down? You can walk down the traditional pathway, but the alternative pathway might not be homesteading. It might be something entirely different, but it's definitely going to be unconventional. It's not going to be what everyone else is doing with the Uranus energy. Like, it can't be. And there might be some battles with other people. It might be a situation where you are influencing others or you are changing the rules is what's coming forward. So this might be a situation where you're literally like becoming more politically active and you are fighting bylaws or things that just make it harder for people to live. This might not have anything to do. There's a lot coming forward about living though. Like there's like a lot coming forward about homes and living. You might be coming up with something entirely different and unique, but it doesn't necessarily have to be. But you're going to bring in so much abundance for yourself. So the Hermit has come forward. So you definitely are being called to start taking time away to reflect. Oh my God. Yes, there's a bee on this card. It could be a wasp, but regardless, it's going back to that analogy I gave before, that example I gave before of the nature and the bees all having a divine purpose. They don't have to strive. They don't have to think about it. They just are it. And we all have that in us as well. And then once you go into your hermit phase and you allow spirit to sort of talk to you, that's when the inspiration will come forward and everything changes. You have the world, brand new beginning for you. And one that's very abundant, where everything is really in balance. We've got Scorpio, Aquarius, Taurus, and Leo on this card. Then the other cards, you've got the Keeper of Wands, the Crown of Wands. So this is the King and Queen of Wands. So this is indicating possibly being an entrepreneur, possibly being in the public eye, definitely being guided by spirit with the Makuna. And it's like lighting a fire underneath you that's bringing in abundance, because the Keeper of Wands has the sunflower on the card. And that's a symbol of abundance, many different opportunities. And you also got the abundance card with the grapes. So lots of different amazing opportunities coming forward to you. And there's the key. You hold the key. You hold the key to allow people to get justice. This is so beautiful. And then you've got the nurturer, which is the empress. So it's like you are, and with the pearl inside the oyster, like you have this pearl of wisdom inside you that's going to help you to guide people towards something that's more beneficial to them, that fills their cup. You're going to lead by example. I definitely think that many of you are literally going to become much more politically active. It might be, like I was saying before, changing bylaws or going up against developers or big businesses or something that isn't benefiting us collectively, communally. Like, you're going to start seeing the value in that if you haven't already. And it's like you're a complete game changer. You just start bringing forward to people so much love and gratitude for the things that they are building. It's like people finally getting back into the original idea of capitalism, where, you know, the best companies survive, but what we have right now is the system is rigged. Like, going back to like making the very best coffee and making, you know, the very best widget in the entire world. And if you're making the best widget and you have the best attitude and you have the best customer service and you have the whole package, you will win out. Going back to that system, the way that capitalism is meant to be, not what we have where it's all rigged and it's all about lobbyists and, like, you know, there's a particular group of people that are all friends that have an agenda and they are playing a long game. You know, it's not a matter of we wait until a couple of them, you know, retire or die and things change. No. They are part of an all boys club. They are dedicated to a mission that they have been dedicated to for hundreds of years. They are playing a long game. It doesn't matter how many of them retire. Unless we like shift the way that we see things, nothing is going to change. And if you don't know this already, you are going to. And you're going to be instrumental in changing this. And I don't know entirely which element of this you're changing, but you are changing the way that we see pentacles, the value of pentacles, how we interact with pentacles, what we see value in. You know, like maybe you're going to start getting, you know, like what my guides are saying to me, translating and from the energy of the North, is barter system, which is, once again, you know, very old school, right? Trading based on what you have to offer, like trading your skills to someone else who has skills that you need, which is beautiful. I think that's beautiful. And I don't know how that's gonna, you know, play out for you. And what I'm saying right now might not make any sense to you at all right now, but I think that this might just be the beginning, right? This might be the tipping point where things start to move in this direction, because there is a reason why you were called to this pile, and you might have already clicked off and you're not watching this at all anymore, or it might be scaring you, but I don't want you to be scared. You are going to be held and walked through this entire thing. Like, believe me, there is so much abundance. I mean, abundance in the material world, but it doesn't look the way that you think it should. It looks different. It looks entirely different. This might be a situation where you start to get interested in gold. Like, people are investing in gold because we have fiat currency, which is backed by literally nothing, versus what we used to have back in the day, where our currencies were backed by gold. So it actually had some value. What we have right now is basically a pyramid scheme. So maybe it's something like that. I don't know. Or maybe you guys just think like I'm this radical leftist and you don't want to hear anymore. I don't know. So let's see what your final card is. So this card is going to give you a little bit of support. I am asking the energy of the North to provide me with one crystal that you could start working with today that would help you to feel comfortable with this transition or to find clarity or move forward on your path. So let's find out what crystal would be most beneficial for you, pile number 3. What crystal would be most beneficial? Whoa, okay, let's see. Oh, clear quartz, healing, amplification, intention. So of course, this is clear quartz here. It is probably the premier #1 crystal that people invest in. Extremely inexpensive, very, very easy to find. Works with any of your chakras. It's known as the master healer. On this card, it literally says it's associated with all astrological signs. I radiate with the highest vibration. Clear quartz is one of the most universal crystals with the versatile ability to amplify all things around it with its endless possibilities. It aids in clearing negativity and facilitates connections with the higher realms and the higher self. Yes! Faithfulness, purity, rebirth. Definitely get yourself a piece of clear quartz. This is really, really, really going to help you. You can get this is a point, which I really like because it can focus energy. Oh, that feels good. But you could also get a beautiful piece of jewelry. This is going to make this transition so much easier. It is going to clear out blockages, low vibrational energy from your entire energetic system. It's going to help you fall into alignment, and it's definitely going to help you opening up your third eye, the pineal gland. So, wow, I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. This was incredible. You're amazing. I love you, love you, love you. This energy is like exactly what the world needs right now. So I would love to know what your thoughts were on the reading. You can let me know in the comments. Don't forget to check out Lexi's reading, Lexi the Leo, Tarot with Tay, as well as Celtic Fairy Tarot, because I'm positive their readings are going to be amazing, and it would be interesting to see how they all connect. And I'm running a contest this month. So this is a special end of year giveaway for reading with me. All you have to do to enter is subscribe to the channel and comment on this video and any of the other videos that I'm releasing this month of December, of course, including all of my shorts. So the more comments that you give, the more entries you have, and you can also get extra entries to win the reading if you subscribe to my other platforms as well. So all of my social links are listed in the community, on the description box. And so, yeah, I hope that you guys enter because it's going to be really, really fun, and I love working with you guys. And what else do I need to tell you? Oh, if any of you guys would like to work with me, you can go to my website, odessamall.com. All of my services and booking information is listed there. I do tarot card readings, spiritual coaching, I do Reiki sessions, past life readings, and I also channel messages from your spirit guides. And if you have any questions about that at all, you can always email me. So thank you so much for joining me. This was so amazing. Like I said, I love your energy, and I hope I see you guys in the next reading. Take care. Hi, pile number 4. Welcome back. I am so excited to be delivering messages from the North for you. And in case you missed the intro, this is a special collaboration with the amazing Lexi the Leo, Tarot with Tay, and Celtic Fairy Tarot. So after you're done here, definitely go and check out their channel. They're amazing. I know they're going to blow you away. So you picked this cool seed pod as well as the carnelian, and you also picked this secret card. So this has a word on it that's associated with the North based on spiritual and historical symbolism. So let's see what you selected. Midnight. Very cool. So let's see what the other cards are, and then I will elaborate on that. What would the North like you to know? First card is Engineer. Light attributes our ability to give creative energy a practical expression, talent for designing resolutions to common dilemmas. The shadow attribute is reliance on mechanistic solutions without regard for emotional consequences. Followed by Starfish Spirit, open to infinite possibility, card number 59. Then we have Tranquility with Violet, the air symbol, Pisces, and the number 43. Followed by Amanita, the conduit card, card number 42, with Neptune, Pluto, and Mercury on this card. Then we have Vesta, Hearth, card number 32. Followed by the Knight of Wands with the Wolverine, the Star, that's card number 17, and this could be a deer, but it could also be a caribou, and there's a caribou on the Amanita card. Then we have the Six of Swords with the Sea Turtle. Very cool. Okay, so pile number 4. What's coming forward for me is that you're going to be going on a journey. There's going to be some sort of transition in your life where you move away from things that no longer serve you. You're releasing baggage with the Six of Swords. So this could be people, this could be old ways of living, this could be old thought patterns. There definitely feels like there's a strong contrast in these cards. First of all, you have the Engineer card, which is definitely feeling like it's rooted in the practical, and it's rooted in logic and science. It's really rooted in what we consider to be like the earth and everything that is like physical, things that we can see and experience on a really tactile level. It also has an energy of the future, innovation, constantly looking towards the future and what we can create. Then you have this Amanita card, which is much more rooted in the esoteric and the spiritual, as well as the past, because Amanita is also known as Amanita muscaria. That's that mushroom, the red and white mushroom. And it's a psychedelic drug that shamans in Siberia would take so that they could have journeys. They could connect with energies that are part of another reality. And oftentimes these energies were connected to fairies, gnomes, elves, these kind of like energies that are connected to the natural world that are part of an entirely different race of entities, very playful and mysterious energies, magical, mischievous as well. And this is all practices that were developed by indigenous communities in Siberia, as well as it mirrors a lot of the classical practices by shamanic traditions all over the world. So it's linked back with the past. And this is indicating that there is some sort of bridge. There's going to be a bridge with not only the way you communicate, but also your emotional body, because we've got Neptune here, which is obviously connected with water. Then you also have Pisces, which is a water sign. Then we have the Six of Swords, which is also water. You also have the Starfish connected back to water. So that's all connected to the divine feminine and connected to our intuition and all of the mysticism and magic that's really being highlighted on this side of the reading. And then going back to the logic, it's definitely connected strongly with the air symbol that's on this card, and it also has sort of this fiery passion. And you may have really felt like there was a fight between these two sides of yourself. There's the side of yourself that you would like to show the world because I think it's easily accepted, and it can allow you to move down a pathway that will help you to fulfill your vision of your life and contribute to potentially the history of your community or the human race in general. And it helps you to build stability. But I think that as a result of that, you've had to really shy away from this whole other side of yourself. And it's possible that it really has a lot more to do with how you process emotions and how you reveal that to other people. You might be a person who is very closed off and you like to sort of keep your feelings to yourself. And when it does come out, you might be translating all of it into one emotion with anger potentially, because I associate this fire element with that it can be passion, but it can also be rage. And you might not feel very comfortable revealing the softer side of your emotions because you might feel like it's too delicate, that you might even be ridiculed, or it potentially opens you up for harm, that your heart could be broken potentially. But I think that there is this call inside you with Vesta and Hearth. Like there's like this fire inside you that's telling you that you have to move forward on a particular path. And it feels to me like the path that you're being called down is going to require that you come into balance, that you have to kind of bring the two sides of yourself into balance with each other so you can find alignment. Like the Midnight card makes me think of, the severing of the night, like the midnight being that center point of the evening, splitting the night into two sides, and then the night being connected to the moon is a reference back to the things that we keep hidden, that we don't share with other people. It's the shadow elements of ourselves. And then we also have that duality here with the Pisces, with the water, and then the air symbol. And on this same card, it's the number 43, which reduces down to the number 7. On Hearth, we've got the rainbow behind. Both of those are connected because there are 7 colors of the rainbow and there are 7 primary chakras that also reflect a different color because they're vibrating at a different level. So it's all talking about alignment and getting into a state of equilibrium so that you can find that magic, because of course rainbows are also strongly connected with all of these magical energies, right? And I feel like partially you are going to, whether that's actively in the world or whether that is just in your own mind, you're going to start to help bridge the gap between what we are seeing as science and what we are seeing as sort of like spiritualism or magical thinking. There is a strong movement happening right now where there are at least theoretical physicists that are talking about this and being publicly recognized, being rewarded for their efforts and their studies, where they are backing up the mystical beliefs of various cultures with science, because they have a lot of theories that are talking about the structure of the universe and how our minds work and how energy works. And they're using new terminology. They're applying science to it. So they're explaining everything in a different way, but it literally is lining up with what primitive cultures were talking about. They just use different terms. It's the same thing. And we need to find that bridge, right? Because there is this false conception that all of these ideas, this magical thinking, these like spiritual beliefs and these religious practices was, just nonsense that was created by primitive cultures because they were not sophisticated and they didn't understand. All of that is rooted in colonialism, where it makes it easy for a certain group of people to say those people are not educated, they have no value, therefore it makes sense for us to come in and take care of them because they're like children. So we're going to come in with our science and logic and we're going to take care of them. That was just a tactic to help take away a particular community's resources or rights or land or subjugate them or whatever they wanted to do, right? There's a long lineage of this. And I think that we need more people that have the ability to understand both sides of things, to sort of come to the middle and start explaining how it all weaves together. And that might not be specifically related back to spirituality and science, but there is some blend between the two sides where it's like the logic mind and the emotional mind that you're bringing together in some way, even if that's just within you, where you start to become more comfortable talking to your loved ones and your spouse about what you're truly thinking and feeling, and possibly working on emotion regulation so that you don't get really overwhelmed and you don't lose your temper. You find that balance, that equilibrium, and then it brings you to a place of tranquility where you can really focus on the infinite possibilities. Like, what do you want to do in the future? Like, the star is talking about wish fulfillment. It's talking about the direction and your divine purpose. And the starfish, what's so powerful about it is that it can go through incredible amounts of trauma and completely recover. You might not want to lean into your spiritual nature or magical thinking or reveal your emotions because you've been so harmed in the past. But you're going to realize that you're like the starfish. You have the ability to regenerate. Someone cuts off your arm, it will grow back. You're not permanently damaged because someone broke your heart in the past or someone disappointed you or they told you that you weren't good enough and so you just took that on and you never wanted to reveal those same thoughts or feelings to anyone else ever again. There's going to be a magical point that takes place for you. Like Cinderella in the story, at the stroke of midnight, the spell was broken, right? She went back from, she's at the ball and she's looking like a princess, and then she has to go back to her regular life. From her perspective, in that moment, it might have thought the miracle was over. But it was at that moment that the miracle started, because that's when she lost the glass slipper. The prince finds the glass slipper. He goes all around the entire globe looking for her. He finally finds her. And that's when the shift becomes permanent, right? There is a magical point in time that's going to be taking place for you where you all of a sudden either get clarity or something starts to burn brighter inside you. There's that spark inside you that's what if I just tried this? What if I tried to start talking to my colleagues about some of these traditional beliefs and how it bridges together? Or what if I revealed my emotions? Or what if I showed my softer side? Or what if I started to, try and dive into my spiritual nature more? There might be a situation where some of you are being called to sort of go out and have a mystical experience to break you out of the rigid encasement that you've put yourself in. It's kind of my guides are showing me an image of Han Solo being frozen in carbonite. It's time for you to be de-thawed. It's time. Maybe you need to try ayahuasca, maybe that's something you need to do. And if you're going to do something like that, I would highly recommend that you do it with somebody who can guide you through that experience, that is a shaman and can truly understands the nature of the journey, and not just with some random, person or in an environment where you're on your own, because I think it's really important to have that guide. So let's find out a bit more about this. Like, what would the North like you to know about this transformation? Oh my God, you just got the present card. Like, that could very well be that it's imminent, like it's happening right now. The seeds have already been, planted, and they're growing, right? There's little like plants, saplings coming through the grounds there. That is really interesting. Or it could be that you're too rooted in the present. Let's see. What would the North like pile number 4 to know? What would the North like pile number 4 to know? Okay. Let's see what these other cards are. Yes, you are going on a journey. The Fool. That is wild. And I definitely think that some of you are literally going to be trying plant medicine. You're going to be trying ayahuasca. You're going to be trying possibly, mushrooms. You're going to be trying psilocybin is the mushrooms, shrooms. But like, I'm getting that because on the Chariot card, which is talking all about balance, balancing out two sides, there's literally a mouth swallowing, it looks like a pearl. So a pearl of wisdom. Like, you have the key. Like, if you're already thinking about this, if you've been thinking about plant medicine or like going on a journey or having some like strange, like mystical experience, do it. 100%. This is a major confirmation, I would say, that it's time for you to do that. It is going to open up a new doorway for you and help you to really, truly plant roots. The 4 of Wands is talking about that solid foundation, and it's talking about you having something to celebrate and something like truly permanent. And there's literally a candle on this card. We've got a candle on this card. We've got fire on the Knight of Wands card in the background. And then Vesta the Hearth is also all about fire. Like, there is something that's going to be lit within you. And I think it's not just like feeling driven to take a particular action. I think it is a sense of what's coming forward is a sense of unity, possibly unity with the entire world, including your environment, being rooted with the earth, not just the technology, and thinking about the past, being rooted with the past as much as you're rooted with the present and rooted with the future. That's really interesting. And you got the 5 of Vessels. So the 5 of Cups is indicating that you likely already know what I'm talking about. This has already started to come forward, and you're a little bit afraid because it's like there are 3 broken eggs here. And you're afraid. You want to protect the 2 eggs that you still have, right? And your guides are saying this is what you need to do. You need to reveal yourself. You need to share with your spouse or your family or your friends what you're actually thinking. You can reveal who you truly are, and you're like, no, I only have 2 eggs left. I'm not going to share this with anyone. No. What if these 2 get broken too? Then what would I have left? That's what you're thinking. And you've also got the 2 of Wands. You are presently at a crossroads. There is a crossroads, and you're being asked, what are you going to do? Are you going to take the road less traveled? Are you going to take a risk? Are you going to leap and let the universe catch you like the fool? Just take that risk. You have the key. You know, the door is waiting. You have the key. The door is waiting for you to open it up. What are you going to do? Or are you going to follow the path that you've always followed? Because you can do that, but there will be a cost to that. That might be what causes the other two eggs to be broken. That might be what either adds pleasure or pain to your relationships as well with the lovers, and there's all the flames coming up from the bottom. This might be like either the beginning or the end of something. Now, of course, those two things are the same thing, right? Because even if you decided to take a path and it ends in it results in something ending, that is just an opportunity for you to be reborn. Like I've talked about in so many readings, there are seed pods in the forest that unless they are exposed to extreme heat, they will never open, which means that entire species of plant life could die out because it needs to have that fire to help it regenerate. So it might be a situation like that. It could also be a situation where you take steps forward and it adds so much passion to the connection that you have with this other person. You start to reveal your feelings and your deeper thoughts, and all of a sudden you fall in love deeper than you've ever felt before, and you feel so seen and safe. It could be a situation where you start talking about the hard truths. You start talking about the magical things and the things that are sort of out there, left field, and all of a sudden you find a brand new audience. And it takes you down a particular pathway that you never could have ever accessed before. And it brings you abundance and stability and community. It's like, this is definitely like a major end to an old cycle with the world. Like, this is the last card in the major arcana. You could have Aquarius, Taurus, Leo, or Scorpio in your chart, but this is definitely like you finally getting to a place where you really see yourself. And I think that you start to see your place in the world. Like, I don't feel like you're going to be able to avoid some of the spiritual epiphanies that are coming to you, because this particular card, the artwork on this, really, to me, speaks to the understanding that we are the universe experiencing itself, right? The eye watching the person as they walk forward. Like, we are the universe. The universe is us. There is no separation. There is no such thing as like God, and like eventually you're going to, you know, die, and then you go to heaven and there's this supreme deity that's gonna like dole out blessings. No. You have that spark inside you. You are that energy, as I am, as all of your family and every single person on the planet, every single thing on the planet. This plant has the God spark in it. I have the God spark in me. My dogs have the God spark. You have the God spark. We all are the universe experiencing itself. And you are going to be able to take that knowledge and you're going to apply that to your life to create stronger bonds with people and to shake off the things that don't matter, right? You know, like, death is just the beginning of a new chapter. And you're going to live like there might not be a tomorrow, but not in a like sad way, in a like empowered way. You could also, like I was saying before, have some connection with science or the traditional, what I refer to as the mundane life, which is like everything that is sort of like classically rooted in the physical. And you're going to open up a doorway for other people. Like, you're going to bridge the gap so that, you know, there is room for magical thinking in some of those areas, which is so beautiful. And it's bringing you the sun. It's bringing you all of this beautiful happiness and abundance and opportunities and community and that childlike spirit that you have been denying yourself. That silly, playful nature where you just want to experiment and get weird. Get weird, right? Get weird. Yeah, it's your destiny, which I mean, it's so funny because in old the mythology of Britain, there is the word weird. It's W-Y-R-D, I think. Yes, Artie. And it refers to destiny. So yeah, your destiny is to get weird in all the senses that you can apply to that. I love that so much. Okay, so now your final card is going to be a crystal suggestion. It might be more than one card because I just said selection. Let's see what comes forward. But it's going to be a crystal suggestion from the north, and this is going to be a crystal that you could work with that's going to help you to move through this transition phase. So let's see what comes forward. Well, what crystal should pile number 4 be? Okay. They don't want me to look. What crystal should pile number 4 work with to help them through this transition? There is 2 cards. Crystal selection, there are 2 cards. I love that. Okay, let's see what you got here. So the first card is chrome diopside, and it says universal love, compassion, forgiveness. And on the back of the card is Sagittarius, Scorpio, and Virgo. I am emotionally whole and open to receive love. Chrome diopside helps to open up the heart chakra and receive love. It can clear away emotional blockages and promote healing. On an emotional level, it brings us understanding of our true nature holistically. Oh my God. So I'm not really familiar with this particular crystal. I'm not sure how much it costs or how readily available it is. You can look into that. It is chrome, C-H-R-O-M-E, and then diopside is D-I-O-P-S-I-D-E. And even if you can't find this crystal or it's too expensive, what you could do is just meditate on the energy of this and see what comes through. Lie in the bath. Water is very healing to you. Lie in the bath and just think about chrome diopside. What can I learn from chrome diopside? See what comes forward to you. Now, the other crystal you received is citrine. Energizing, abundance, emotional balance. And on the back of the card, it says Aries, Gemini, Leo, and Libra. I am fit from within, full of positivity and abundance. Citrine has a warm, vibrant energy that provides a clarifying vibration. It aids in attracting professional success and wealth. It is a stone of abundance filled with joy and clear vision. Beautiful. This crystal you can easily find. This is heat treated citrine. You might want to get natural citrine, but either of these will work for you. Very inexpensive, very easy to find. I would definitely recommend that you either meditate or you purchase these crystals and you start working on them. This is definitely the energies that you are trying to balance out. The universal love that I was talking about, the universe experiencing itself, source, energy, the universe being in everything, that God spark, being in literally everything, having that compassion and forgiveness for self, being able to accept the love of other people, and then having the citrine to help you build that confidence and that optimism and that drive to continue to pursue your goals, and allowing the universe to fill your cup for you, filling your life with abundance in many different respects, like emotionally as well as materially. I definitely feel like for you, it's going to be a matter of like walking that tightrope, really finding that balance. Like it's a gift that you have. It might not feel like that at this point in time, but it 100% is a special gift that you have to be able to balance out the emotional and the logic, as well as potentially like the science and the spiritual. And you're going to be able to help so many other people as a result of that. And it could potentially lead to you creating something brand new, right? This innovative energy. It could be a product, it could be a business, it could be a philosophy, it could be anything, but you are very important and you're going to be doing amazing things. And once again, it's starting right now in the present. It's all happening right now. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this reading. I would love to know. You can let me know in the comments. Definitely go and check out Lexi's reading, Lexi the Leo, Tarot with Tay, as well as Alyssa at Celtic Fairy Tarot. They're amazing. I know that you're going to love their readings. And I am running a contest this month, a special giveaway for the end of 2022. I'm going to be announcing the winner on January 1st. You'll be receiving a free reading with me if you win, and there are a number of different ways you can enter. So you have to be subscribed to the channel, and you can comment on this video, any of my other videos in the month, as well as all of my shorts. Every single comment is another entry into the contest. You can get additional entries by following me and commenting on any of my posts on my other channels as well. So the more engagement, the more entries, the better your chance is of winning. So thank you so much for joining me. If any of you guys are interested in working with me, you can go to my website, odessaandI.com. All of my services and booking information are available there. I do tarot card readings, spiritual coaching, Reiki, past life sessions, as well as channeled sessions with your guides. So if you have any questions about that, you can feel free to email me. And like I said, this has been a pleasure, and I hope to see you guys in the next reading. Take care.